O'Connor and Company.
6:37 here on this Monday morning. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning routine in your commute. Riding shotgun with you there. Coming up at 7:05, Joe DeGenova will be our guest. At 7:35, our man in New Hampshire, David Marcus, is in Manchester. We'll get his look-see into how the race has changed there for tomorrow's primary. And then at 8:35, Emily Miller on the Alec Baldwin indictment. That's right. Alec Baldwin in trouble again. I'm Larry O'Connor alongside Julie Gunlock.
Good morning.
Good morning, Julie Gunlock. You, of course, when you are not wearing your beautiful WMAL hat, and it is lovely this morning, by the way, with the feathers and all that jazz. You then put on your Independent Women's Forum hat. And, of course, right. IWF has been leading the charge in many respects with regard to school choice and empowering parents, especially moms, and making sure that their kids have the best educational opportunities. And so I know that you're very excited to speak with our next guest. He is Nathan Brinkman, Executive Director of EdReform Virginia, who is all in with School Choice Week this week. Nathan, always good to talk with you, my friend. Thanks for joining us.
Larry, Julie, great to be on the program, and happy School Choice Week, by the way.
Thank you. And by the way, and officially now, because apparently Governor Youngkin has declared this week to be Virginia School Choice Week. That's a good sign from the governor.
That's right. He put out a wonderful official proclamation emphasizing the importance of equal educational opportunity delivered via school choice for all.
You know, Nathan, I'm interested, though, in what is the status of Virginia and school choice? I think they opened a lab school last week. But, I mean, is Virginia really considered a school choice state? Don't we have a lot of work to do?
We have made a little progress. You mentioned lab schools, for instance. But you're right. The fact is Virginia has been so far behind the times for so long when it comes to school choice, and we really do need to play catch up, in my opinion.
What's the best way to do that? I mean, can the governor do anything more? What needs to be done?
Constitutionally, the governor's power is limited. He does need the cooperation of the legislature to change state policy. We do have a charter school law in Virginia. However, local school boards currently have veto power over any new charter school application. And so I can count using my two hands how many charter schools we have statewide. It's less than 10 last I checked, because local school boards view charters as competition.
Right.
It's a conflict of interest that is baked into our current charter school law, and that would require a legislative remedy.
Nathan Brinkman is our guest with EdReform Virginia, and we're talking about National School Choice Week. School choice happens, Nathan, in states where it becomes electorally untenable for politicians to not get on board with school choice. That's just the way of politics in America. If you think it helps you, then you jump on board with it. If it hurts you, then you move against it. So has it reached that point, that critical mass in Virginia, where politicians, especially with Governor Youngkin jumping on board, where politicians recognize I need to get on board with school choice?
You would have thought so. One reason I believe Virginia has been behind the curve on school choice is, rightly or wrongly, we had a reputation for having very good public schools, especially in Northern Virginia. In my view, they were never quite as good as we convinced ourselves they were. But I would further point out that even if a school is good for one kid, it might not be the right school for another. So why hold that kid and his educational tax dollars hostage? Why not let his parents explore options and select a school that is a better fit? To me, it's common sense, and it's fully in line with our American tradition of freedom of choice and tolerance for others' preferences. But that has not been the traditional model of public education in America. And here in Virginia, there's just been small c conservative resistance to change.
Yeah.
Things did seemingly come to a head during COVID with voter discontent about extended public school closures, even after they saw private schools safely reopen. We've, of course, seen the battles over controversial curricula. And while I do believe there is more discontent than ever with our public schools here in Virginia, that has not, as of yet, translated into legislative majorities in Richmond supportive of universal school choice like we've seen in other states.
Yeah, the continuous destruction of our public schools, though, is what's going to do that. That's going to help the school choice platform more than anything else, and people have to understand that even if you homeschool your kids or send your kids to private school, these public schools still affect you. They're chugging out voters, they're chugging out employees, they're chugging out the people that you interact with on a regular basis or your kids interact with on a regular basis. So we can do better. Oh, and by the way, we're paying for these schools, so whether your kid is in a public school or not, you should still take back control of your tax dollars. Nathan, you've got an event this Saturday, is that right, at Rockland's Barbecue in Arlington?
That's right, at 6:30 p.m. It's free and open to the public. We just ask that they RSVP at School Choice VA. That's schoolchoiceva.com. So we have a head count and make sure there's enough food for everyone.
This Saturday,
I know Julie's going to be there.
I am.
I was going to say, you have very dynamic speakers like Julie Gunlock, so you can meet Julie and give her a hug and sympathize with her that she has to put up with me on a regular basis. And it'll be a party over at Rockland's Barbecue. All right, Nathan, great talking with you. Thanks for helping us kick off School Choice Week.
Thanks, Nathan.